Hi, my name is Mika. You can call me Mika, and I can call you a coconut. Speaking of coconuts, the only way to become one is by subscribing to her channel right now, and let's see what she has to offer. She has to offer, is your mother a narcissist? As you can see, I have not watched this at all. I want to give an honest reaction instead of watching it before. But also, I just noticed that Vegan Teacher's bio says fighting racism. Says the girl who wrote the N-word with hard R, like on a paper, in the middle of the whole video about it. It's right here in her most popular video. It has 2.4 million views. It was posted 3 years ago. Fighting homophobia. I actually don't know anything about this homophobia thing and vegan phobia. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't think it's a real thing. And if you don't agree with me, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's just jump right into this.
Hi, sisters! Is your mother a narcissist? Let's look at 10 ways that she might be trying to manipulate and gaslight you. Clue number 1.
Okay, first let's answer the question, is my mother a narcissist? I don't know if I should talk about my sister or my mother, because that's two different things. I live with my sister, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say no.
She may start invalidating your beliefs. For example, she'll say something like, "You're being ridiculous. No one can be truly vegan. Everything has animal products in it. You're just making this up to get attention."
Hold on, I'm not trying to criticize anything right now, but like, of course the example had to be about veganism. I'm not trying to be mean when I say that, because if your channel is about being vegan, even if you're not a little, I don't know how to describe this lady, if you're not like Miss Katie, then it makes sense for you to say, like, for you to make an example about veganism.
1. Filled with delicious vegan foods. There are so many recipes to Google online. And you can start by just Googling anything to do with lentils, beans, tofu. You'll just make...
Okay, I don't know why that wasn't...
Message, get it. Clue number 2 that you may have a narcissistic mother.
I'm editing the video right now, and I just noticed that she literally says at the bottom, honor your mother and father unless they hurt animals. So what do you do if they hurt animals? Are you just like supposed to not listen to them at all?
You may start trivializing the cause. For example, she'll say something like, "You're overreacting."
Alright, I don't know what trivializing is, so I'm just gonna Google that. No, I just skipped to the end. A little value or importance, so like she doesn't really care about it. I'm just gonna like say that.
Bill breaks it up. Even though it's true that the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has clearly stated that it is healthy for all stages of development, she tries to present herself as smarter than the scientists who have studied this ad nauseum. There comes a time in everyone's life when they look at their parents in a slightly different way. Whereas they might have looked up to their parents in the past.
I don't know why I just noticed this, but there's like a little sticker in the background that's like, be vegan.
Or stronger, or braver, or whatever it is. And then you realize that they're not so great after all. And this is a really difficult time because you really don't want to think of your own mother as being a narcissist. But then you realize that she is trying to manipulate you. But you stay on track, no matter what. You're on the right side of history, not her. It's all vegan. This is an animal who didn't want to die. This is vegan food. You should give it a try.
I'm actually kind of confused right now because I thought we were going to the third example, and then she just shows that whatever the heck this is.
Try. This is vegan food. It should make you smile. It's something you should buy. Is your mother a narcissist? Let's look at clue number 3. She may start playing the victim. For example, she might say something like, "I worked so hard to make your favorite dish, and now you're refusing to eat it because of this silly vegan thing. You're hurting my feelings." The most bizarre thing about this kind of behavior is that she is in fact hurting your feelings, and she's participating in the murder of innocent animals. Not only is she...
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to stop thought is going. Okay, so the explanation I gave was like really complicated, so I'm gonna re-explain it while I'm editing. Basically, I said that the vegan teacher could have just simply stated that the mom was trying to make the daughter or son feel as if they were hurting the mom's feelings while the mom was actually hurting their feelings. But instead, she had to include the fact that the mom was eating non-vegan products, which is just honestly not necessary.
Rule to them. She's acting vegan phobic towards you. When you come out as a vegan, you have a right to be accepted and loved by your mother, not ridiculed by her. If your mother is a selfish narcissist,
So people can still be narcissists and be vegan, and you're a perfect example of it.
be the opposite of her. Be the Clue number 4. She may start trying to use guilt. For example, she might say something like, "Your grandmother would be so disappointed in you if she were alive. She always loved family dinners with traditional recipes, and you're ruining it." At this point, you might even feel like laughing out loud because you're thinking to yourself, actually, I think Grandma would be really proud of me right now.
No one would be like laughing out loud right now. If you think that your grandma is really proud, then like that's fine. Like I feel like most people would let their mom bring them down and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're right," and they would feel like crying, breaking out into tears. If you are feeling like laughing out loud and like you can actually stand up to your own mom, hooray for you! You deserve like a full prize right now.
Veganized the traditional family recipe of lasagna. I've made it with ricotta cheese that is vegan, and there's no meat in there, no dairy, no eggs. Your mom might be completely off at this point, so don't take her too seriously. Clue number 5, that you might have a narcissistic mother. She might start undermining your choices. For example, she might say, "I added just a little bit of chicken broth to the soup. You can't even taste it, so stop being so difficult."
Actually, I think I know what the vegan teacher is going to say right now, and I'm going to kind of agree with that. I think that she's going to say, just because you can't taste it doesn't mean anything. You're vegan, so like if someone is making you eat something that is like against what you stand for, that's bad.
Because you've told her so many times that being vegan has nothing to do with taste and everything to do with ethics, she still tries to pull these stunts. If your mother truly is a narcissist, you'll never be able to change her. Now, I've heard some vegans have taken revenge, and what they have done when family members or friends have snuck different body parts into their food, they've gone ahead and said, "Remember last week when I made you that delicious soup? Yeah, I went ahead and put my own body parts in there. There were a few bits of my fingernails, there was a little bit of underarm hair, and I also put a tiny bit of goop in there, just for you. Since you don't mind putting body parts in my food, I just figured you wouldn't mind if I did the same."
Those are not body parts. Hair is not a body. Well, is it a body part? I don't really think so. Fingernails, I don't really think they're a body part. I know that they like protect your fingers. Poop is definitely not a body part. It comes out of your body for a reason.
You. If you think your mother might be a narcissist, here is clue number 6. She might try questioning your sanity. For example, she might say something like, "Are you sure this vegan diet isn't making you sick? You seem weaker and more irritable lately. Maybe it's all in your head." Now, if your mom was truly kind, what she would be doing is trying to make sure that you eat enough variety of foods and enough calories. She would be helping you.
So, now if you're talking about variety, staying into one category is not variety.
She would be going to Chronometer, for example, and helping you to type in.
Is Chronometer sponsoring her? Like, I hope not. Who actually would sponsor Katie?
Foods that you eat to make sure you're not missing any vitamins or minerals. If she notices that you're feeling irritable, she might clue in that she is the reason for your irritability because she keeps trying to undermine your choices. If your mom is truly kind, she will go shopping with you, buy vegan foods, and prepare meals together in a happy, joyful way. And if you're ever doubting your choices, she'll remind you when you don't feel so good that everyone gets sick sometimes, even vegans. If you're still not sure if your mom's a narcissist, here's clue number 7.
Watch clue number 7 be like, your mom is a carnivore.
Because she doesn't want to stop eating the corpses of innocent animals, she may try all kinds of manipulative comparisons.
I feel like this is kind of close to what I just said. It's about you are the narcissist if you refuse to let your mom eat meat. So I feel like this cannot be, well, maybe the example can be it, but the example is really nothing like the clue, if that makes sense.
For example, she might say something like, your cousin Bob tried being vegan and it made him sick. He was smart enough to stop. Why can't you be more like him? At that point, you think about your cousin Bob, and you remember he's about 450 pounds and has 0 willpower. So you think to yourself, you know what, Mom, I don't really actually want to be like cousin Bob, but, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the advice.
Ad break.
Forget about Bob, be like me.
Why are we showing pictures of men with biceps? Why are we getting pictures of this? I'm gonna skip past this because I don't really want it there.
You'll be able to tell if your mom is a narcissist because she might start becoming even more vegan-phobic than you thought possible. She might start withholding support.
So, as I said, I don't really believe that being vegan-phobic is even a thing. And just because she is a carnivore does not make her a narcissist. You are making irrelevant points right now.
For example, she might say something like, if you insist on this vegan nonsense, you'll have to cook your own meals. I'm not going to cater to your ridiculous demands. At this point, you might rightly be thinking, I didn't demand anything. I just don't want you to murder for me, Mom. I just don't want you to steal eggs that don't belong to you. I just don't want you to pay into a cycle of violence where you are removing a baby from...
Okay, here's the key words in here. You don't want her to do that. She can do whatever she wants. You can do whatever you want. But if your mom is trying to force you to eat, meat and do stuff that you don't stand for, that is a problem. Not her being her own person and eating whatever she wants.
Rather than stealing his milk. If your mom is not a narcissist, she will become vegan with you. It will be so easy and wonderful. You can cook together healthy vegan recipes. You won't have to make many. You'll just make one, filled with delicious vegan foods. There are so many recipes to Google online, and you can start by just Googling anything to do with lentils, beans, tofu, rice, potatoes.
Okay. I haven't said this before, but let me clarify that I don't really care if you try to convince someone else to become vegan, but if they're asking you to stop, then that means you need to stop.
It's broccoli, kale, the list goes on. Let's go on to clue number 9. Your mom might start making dumb jokes. For example, she might say something like, I can't believe you're trying to force us all to eat just grass. Even though you're not forcing anybody at all, you're just talking about what you want to do. And then she might say the same stupid comment you've heard a million times. How do I know there's a vegan in the room? Don't worry, you'll remind me every 5 minutes. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, because that vegan teacher will remind.
Even though it's her reminding you by putting corpses on the table that she doesn't give a shit.
By her putting on the table, meat on the table, that is not reminding you that she is a carnivore.
Not the animals or you. Which brings us to clue number 10. She might start feigning concern. She might say something like, I'm worried about you. You're isolating yourself from the family by sticking to this vegan thing. Even though you're not isolating yourself at all, it is them who are isolating you. Then she might say something like, you need to think about how it's affecting your relationships. Meanwhile, you're thinking to yourself, no, Mom, you need to think about how this is affecting our relationship. You need to be a better role model.